What's bad, YouTube? And welcome to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Market breaking in ways it never has before and never really intended to. Our OTS tournament packs are what are sent to our tournament stores to be an exclusive draw. That Blue Eyes recently, it was doing great, but so many cards printed within the last year are struggling, and it's due to rarity cannibalization, where we get an ultimate rare and then it's quarter century secret rare, or we get a collector and it's ultimate rare and a quarter, and they just all end up eating each other's value. But this one doesn't really have that problem, yet it's one of the two cheapest ultimate rares of all time, and a hero card, again, which collectors tend to go for, and it does have sales rates. It's actually moving around here, but you see many under 5 and then around 5, but here we go, under 5, free shipping, full playset, $5 free shipping, and it's actually not in the worst position compared to another one, Big Welcome Labyrinth, which has had so many buyouts in the last year, yet it has an easy access quarter century secret rare, and that really killed the demand for the ultimate rare. These are the kind of things people have been getting for going to locals. The pricing for locals as well. Usually it's like $12, you get 2 of these at a lot of locals now, and then one gets added into the prize pool or something, or it's a modern pack as well. It really just depends. But seeing multiple at under $5 should be alarm bells. This is crazy. And Dark Fusion's other nice versions are from Speed Duels, which a lot of people complain about the stamp. This had a buyout in recent history, so this is actually down, but you can see a ton of them selling at 627, selling above the ulti, and then the harder to get Legendary Collection 2 ultra rare version is still selling a good chunk above, and you can see the prices are there as well. Actual sales rates through this month also. So something really has to give between quality control issues, between the cannibalization of rarities, and how that's really falling out with the community, to where even a positively received quarter century secret rare set is now just going down and not really getting looked at. We had a couple of recent buyouts that have all fallen out in quarter century Stampede. The box itself is falling. All these cards are going out, and I really do think in terms of price, will they continue to go down and populate, or will there be buyouts on a couple? Of course there's going to be buyouts, right? Like almost anything Blue Eyes or Dark Magician Girl eventually goes that direction, but how much of this will continue to sink despite the ages we asked for Trap Dust Shoot to have nicer versions that were easier access and stuff like that? We'll have to see how it plays out, but there's definitely a break in the market that we've never seen before. Look at this OTS pack. All of these got QCRs. All of them. Like, there's just no immediate value within a year for some of these sets, and that's pretty bad because sometimes these get left in the back and new sets come out and they're trying to push those in tournaments, and these are supposed to be the backups for players, and yeah, I wouldn't want to be playing for this personally. Now, the ban list has plenty of conversation, even though it's on pause right now, and Isolde Collector Rare, highest rarity ban card, has a buyout on its collector rare. So it's not as if the market's devoid of value on all modern rarities, but the ban list is a different beast, as we often point out, and we can see here that it actually sold out through the 18-20 range, and some people are even dropping 30 on it at this point. Also, some of that Infernoble Knight goodness, Emperor Charles over here, is getting a bit of a price spike, 28, 29, and quickly goes up even further from there. Very interesting speculation through ban list means. Let me know if there's any other ban list cards moving right now, but this is definitely interesting to see people are still pushing into the market in this direction. K917 Izuna. I usually don't talk pre-sales and that kind of stuff unless there's something notable, and notable indeed. There's over 70 sales on this card in the last couple of days. That is wild to me that we're actually reaching that point, and I do think that both Tier 0 and Gamer's Choice sold out out on this card. So now this is the next place, and it's not too much more than those, although the discount code gave an even cheaper gap. I do think that with this, there's a lot of FOMO at play because of what we saw with Holly Sue and its recent buyout and the money people are willing to spend on this deck. I would be waiting, maybe not all through week one, but to see how day one starts going with this card when this product is mass ripped open and listings are available. But it could get bought out in that first weekend, as many top cards from side sets have been. So I'm not saying it's nothing but down from here, but the sales rate is pretty crazy early, and I do think it's a bit of an overreaction early, but a lot of people are going to be after this one, and it will be the card to hunt from the set most likely. Vidos is also going up due to K9 and people being able to play it with it. That's kind of wild. So this is going up for its QCR once again. So many buyouts through history on this card, and the regular version still is worth a good bit of money. Black Garden is one that I truly forgot. Whenever people are like, you forgot a card, this is one I forgot to bring up when I was talking Rose stuff. It's doubled up in price for its nice secret rare out of Legendary Collection 5Ds, and yeah, it is gone in terms of being able to have access that way. And it's also a past format card, which has always kept it a bit expensive, around $12, I believe. You can see there were a lot of sales actually at 6 to 7, so to drop down even more, but then a bunch in that 12 range where people probably had just listed and not bothered for a while. The Prime Monarch super rare is $10 plus once again. You can see actually the lowest near mints are towards 17, and it does have a sale or two in that range, but most of them moved at 12 to 13. Monarch seeming very, very popular all of a sudden in terms of the market and people talking about it. Let's watch for those tournament results as well. Neshadol Genius, speaking of tournament results, played alongside the Gym Knight stuff. It has spiked ridiculously so, all the way to $8. Out of Ghosts from the past, it's going to be hard to get those for the most part and find them in the wild. Infernity Archfiend, quarter century secret rare, spiking back up in price towards $10. Infernity Necromancer out of Duel Terminal, also up a good amount towards $17, $18. And Infernity Break is for its super rare around $10 lowest. No, there's $5 copies. I cleared a filter earlier, so I guess there was something somehow blocking even near mint sellers. That's a bit weird, but you can see it's sold out here, live editing done cheap, at $2 to $3, so a bit of a double up in terms of the price listings there. I'm guessing this is for redo format. Let me know if it's some other format, but a lot of people think that'll be the one that Time Travel is going to focus on, since it breaks the fewest things in there from how they used to work. Also for that format, Spellbook of Eternity, which can double dip into Dragon Ruler format. This one has been climbing up a good bit, and now lowest is $11. I remember these basically being bulk and set aside at like 50 cents at one point, and I bet they scratch up really easy like Consecrated Light. But yeah, you can see sales rates here for near mints all the way towards almost $5. Divine Wrath, we have another speed duel secret to talk about. It is going up pretty fast. There's only a couple copies here for cheaper, one at 3, and then you see 8 plus, and a lot of people are pointing out sellers like this can be ones that have gone away. I haven't checked that. When they try to buy, they're not able to purchase from at times, but you can see through here several sold at the $3 mark, and most of them sold at under $1. Wall of Thorns for past format. When a plant type monster you control is targeted for an attack, destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls. Plant Mirror Force in super rare is starting to go up in price. This is a card, honestly, even with my elephant brain, I forgot about existing, and it could be a big surprise in past formats, and I'm guessing it recently was. Beast Machine King Barbaros is being played in the modern stun decks. Apparently it won a huge side event at the WCQ, and you can see here near mints are way up. A lot of the times my Discord will end up putting filters so I can be looking at the actual information of, hey, this is what's happening with this card. So it can be not including like even light plays left on market and that sort of stuff, and then takes a while to load here. Live editing done cheap. Oh, I guess TCG player struggling, and it's not me for once. Lightning Vortex. I didn't know this card was this price. Actually, I figured it would be cheaper for its QCR, but the Platinum Secret is also going up, which I might not have pulled up with all the problems going on right now with TCG player. It's towards $4 to $5. You'll have to trust, bro, on that one. Tsukiyomi over here never got a nice quarter-century secret rare version, and since it was not cannibalized, look what's spiking now and people are going for their past format to play. $90+ lowest, and it has a lot of sales in that range now. Sky Striker Ace Kagari's one we brought up. I saw a snapshot of it being $250 lowest. We have a couple of sellers coming in here at the 200s, and there we go. Sales actually at the 250 before this. This is why maybe don't buy so hard into buyouts. I know there was a lot of strikers scrambling, as we saw with that QCR buyout. Sometimes it pays a lot to wait, like $50 a copy pays to wait if you're going like that. And finally, Avenging Knight Parsoth, the super rare, is bought out. This was a sneak peek promo back in the day, and I guess it's just really hard to get any copy. The common is really expensive, and the secret is like 30 some odd for near mints. So I'd probably just go for the secret over either in terms of it actually holding value. A TDGS one, the first edition, I bet is way more for that exclusivity to trying to find that stamp. But yeah, throughout here, all these are just expensive, and it's something I'll start looking through from bulk. Thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy these conversations. I know some of them go on the darker side, pun intended, of the Yu-Gi-Oh market, but I think it would be disingenuous not to cover that stuff and talk about the reality and how I feel about it. There's a reason I'm slimming down to 2 binders and my past format decks for TCG stuff. That's still going to be an army of past format decks, by the way. But like, there's a reason that I'm trimming the fat at this point. We are watching things break in ways they never have. And I think I actually had pulled up for this conversation. I do. Photon Papilloperative was the first one to dip under double digits. It was $8 for a while. I remember that while I was vending, and then it got bought out towards 18 and would float 12 to 18 and kind of be pushed as the bottom barrel ulti, along with this one, which reached 12 and would bounce back to 18 all the time. Now, because these are older, because past formats are so popular, these are a lot pricier than that Fallout range. So there is a point where we can see recovery in the market for old stuff, but a lot of that right now is past format utility, or it has to be super old school first edition, and a lot of that's fallen out and kept falling out and not really rebounded anywhere from the heights that they reached. Live editing done cheap again. But I'm very passionate about this, basically, and when it comes down to it, we've been watching mostly downward motion, even on our nicer older stuff, unless it has past format utility. And with Konami really putting a wrench and the official support of that, I do think the community will continue to push past formats, but our bet is Edison only, so that branch out to other old formats gets extremely hurt and less enjoyable, and then it goes more towards mid-modern past formats and excludes a lot of people that would be in that revolving door. And I just don't think there's a big gateway back into Yu-Gi-Oh on any kind of horizon. I don't think we're going to get a relaunch of DM. I don't think we're going to get that thing that encapsulates another boom for Yu-Gi-Oh. What are we going to do? Get Master Duel 2 and piss off a lot of people? Absolutely not. Like, I think Master Duel is going to be at Overwatch 2 is what my wife brought up when I was telling her how all this went, and we both had a good laugh on that. But my point is, Yu-Gi-Oh is in a dark place, and it's on Konami to really turn this around. I think in a year's time, or we're not going to see a point that we really can return from without something that they really provide that recaptures so many returning players and finds new players like Master Duel found the VTubing community. I think that's where we're at. That's the problematic place Yu-Gi-Oh's at, and we're seeing all-time lows in multiple places from popular archetypes when there's not even a cannibalization of a certain card's rarity at times. Thanks for watching, everybody, and remember, those Megatons are going to have cheap Starlights as well. Let's see if they actually keep their choices more unique, or if a lot of cards that had QCRs are suddenly Starlight.